Welcome back to Making the Madness. This weekend, we have the matchup of the year. Is number one Gonzaga, is number two Baylor. Best matchup of this month. It'll probably be the best matchup until the NCAA championship game. It might even be a better matchup than the NCAA championship game. Sean, how are you doing? And are you ready to talk Baylor Gonzaga, the matchup of the year?
I'm doing splendid. Thanks for asking. And anytime we get to talk about Drew Timmy, I get excited. So, yeah.
Certainly. And so let's dive into this game. This promises to be extremely fun. We've got Baylor, who's fresh off blowing the doors off of Illinois. They won by 13, uh, quite handily. Won in the second half. It was both, and then Gonzaga off a win against West Virginia. Both these teams have struggled for a little while, and then ultimately just put on the afterburners, blew the doors off their opponents, and now they're playing each other. Winner gets ranked number one, loser gets ranked number two in all the polls. Uh, are you ready
Except for
for this
mine.
game?
And yes, I am ready for this game.
Bill Raftery will also be on the call. So we've got
No
we've
Gus
got the full
Johnson, though. It's on
picture.
CBS.
Bring back Gus. Bring back
Yeah,
Gus.
let's do it.
So the the matchup I'm kind of looking forward to, at least in this one, could be Jared Butler versus Jalen Suggs. Uh, or maybe it's Davion Mitchell who will probably be guarding Jalen Suggs, but certainly the backcourt is going to be fun to watch. I hope both these teams go really super small.
Mm-hmm.
I know Baylor always plays their three guards. I hope Gonzaga plays Nimhard, has him starting, and then Kispert playing the four. Like that, that's a fun matchup, at least for me. What are you looking forward to most in this game?
I mean, kind of everything, like I detailed in the piece I wrote on the site, obviously. Uh, there's a lot of just fun matchups in this game. You have Suggs against likely Mitchell, and then at the two, Nemhard's going to play a lot. Even if he doesn't start, he played 30 minutes in the game against West Virginia, so he's going to be playing a lot regardless, even if he doesn't start. He'll be guarded by Jared Butler, and then at the three, Maceo Teague will be guarding Joel Ayayi. That's a because Ayayi is a good defender, and Teague, I mean, he's a really good shooter, even though he hasn't really shown it this season. He was one of the better shooters in the country a couple seasons ago at UNC Asheville. He shot 35% from deep last year, not bad. And then Mark Vital, I guess you're going to have to put him on Corey Kispert. That seems troublesome to me, though. Like, Vital's an amazing defender, but him on the perimeter against Kispert, I feel like could be problematic. And then JTT, Jonathan whatever, Chat Choa, uh, him against Drew Timmy. I guess we'll have to see what happens there. I think they'll put a fair amount of Flo Thamba, though, in the game so he can defend Timmy because he's a really good defender.
Here's what I would do if I were Baylor. I would at least try this out. Uh, I'd play super small. I'd maybe bring in Adam Flagler into the
I
game,
love
and
Adam
then
Flagler.
have him uh, realistically just have him play the four, and then Mark Vital play some like super small ball five. Obviously, Drew
I think.
Timmy would have a huge size advantage, at least height
Mm-hmm.
wise, but Mark Vital's like he's physical, he's fast enough. I think like a lot of the players you've seen go against Drew Timmy that have given him issues have been kind of immobile big men that get in foul trouble. Mark Vital, he's undersized. Certainly, that's not playing necessarily into their advantage, but like he's a physical beast, built like a linebacker. Uh, if he decided not to play basketball, he could probably play starting linebacker in the NFL. He's like that
Mm-hmm.
physical defensively. So I would like to see them put uh, Mark Vital on Drew Timmy and see if he could maybe at least like bully him around, make Drew Timmy's life difficult, make him have to shoot like contested floaters as opposed to just what Drew Timmy does really well. And like when they played Kansas, he like drop stepped David McCormick and faked him out like 3 different times, and it was just no match. I think Mark Vidal could at least stop that. So I'd be interested to see a Vidal versus Timmy matchup defensively for Baylor.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk hypothetically, though. This is what I think would be ideal for Baylor if you want to go that small. Let's say you're going with the Kispert at the 4 lineup and then the 3 guards and then Timmy at the 5. I think you would put Mitchell on Kispert since he's your best defender. Put him at the 4. He's 6'2", Kispert 6'7". But athletically, Mitchell can definitely defend him, and he's long. I think he could definitely defend Kispert at the 4. And obviously, if you had Vidal at the 4, I feel like that's more of an issue than having Mitchell at the 4 and then put Vidal at the 5 guarding Timmy. I think that works.
I like Mitchell on Suggs because like Mitchell's great at slowing down perimeter players. So I'd put him on Suggs personally.
I like it too, but Flagler isn't a good defender, so I think putting him on Kispert could mean that Kispert's going to go off.
Yeah.
Maybe you put Matthew Meyer in. He's a good defender.
Yeah. You could maybe put Meyer on Kispert. You could put Jared Butler on Kispert.
Yeah. Butler's taller than he looks, too. I think he's 6'4".
Yeah. He's like
Teague,
6'3",
though. Teague
6'4".
is 6'5". Teague is 6'5". So what if you put Flagler guarding Ayayi, I guess, and then put Teague on Kispert? That could work.
Yeah, and then like you could put. So we're putting Teague on Kispert, Butler on Ayayi, and then Flagler on Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I like that matchup.
I think that works perfectly. Yeah, I think
for Gonzaga though, I think Suggs will probably take Butler. Suggs or actually Ayayi, I think would be a good matchup because Ayayi's the best.
Ayayi's the best defender, yeah. Ayayi on Butler, then you can go Nembhard on Flagler, Suggs on Teague, and then Kispert on who do we have at the Mitchell have a Kispert on Mitchell. No, I have Kispert on Mitchell because Mitchell, I don't know, like I know he's done good this year, but I don't think he's really that good on offense.
No. He's a good ball handler though. Like he's great passer.
Yeah, that's true. It's just so many lineup combinations that could work on both sides. That's part of what's going to make this game so fun.
Yeah. No, definitely. And JTT, you can put him in the game. You can put Anton. Like both these. I want to see the coaches kind of like play like in the 2019 national championship. You saw both coaches decide, I'm going to take out both my big men. I'm going to play Texas Tech played Jarrett Culver at the 5, and Virginia played DeAndre Hunter at the 5. And that was a very fun matchup. I want to see both these coaches come together and be like, I'm going to play Mark Vidal at the 5 with 4 guards, and for Mark Few, I'm going to play Drew Timmy at the 5 with 4 guards. I want to see both coaches decide to go to that and stick with it throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, Gonzaga's best lineup is for sure Kispert at the 4, the 3 guards, and Timmy, because that's just unstoppable on offense. You can't stop that.
Yeah. You can slow it down. Like, you'll get some stops, but you're not going to stop it consistently.
You can't stop Timmy anyways. You can only hope to contain him. Best player in the sport.
And you got Kispert on, like, there's so many great players on Gonzaga, but there's, like, for Baylor, they have so many great defenders as well. Like, you look at the starting lineup, Adam Flagler's pretty much the worst defender that would get rotational minutes, and, like, Davion Mitchell, probably best on-ball defender in the sport, just absolutely locks down players.
I mean, the work he did on Dosunmu the other day.
Yeah.
He had Dosunmu looking terrible.
And that's a first-team All-American preseason.
First-round pick probably next year.
Yeah, he shut him down. Mark Vidal's great inside. And then like the rest of the line, like Jared Butler's good defensively, Maceo Teague's long and good defensively. This is like Baylor's, I think, the clear best defensive team in the sport, at least from a stylistic perspective.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is the best offense against the best defense.
Yeah. And Gonzaga's defense isn't bad. Baylor's offense is pretty good. So, like, it's a pretty even matchup. I think Gonzaga, you have to like them to, be the favorite in the game. But certainly, this is probably the matchup where if Gonzaga is going to lose a regular season game, it is in this game.
Yeah, if they win this game, I don't think they lose this season. I've been saying for a long time I think they're an undefeated national champion. I think if they win this game, that's probably going to happen.
Yeah. Like their toughest matchup left is
Iowa.
And then maybe San Francisco. Shout out Todd Golden.
Yeah, shout Todd Golden. They're better than BYU. They're better than St. Mary's. I will die on that hill. So
yeah, if they win this game, they'll have an undefeated regular season.
Simple and San Francisco won't beat them, but I think they could play them tough. I mean, last year they gave them 2 really close games. The game at San Francisco, I think San Francisco won or lost by 2, and on the road, San Francisco's up double digits at halftime.
Yeah, and then in the third game, they were, I think it was like tied with 2 minutes to go before Gonzaga just.
Oh right, in the tournament, in the WCC tournament. Forgot about that game.
Yeah. So San Francisco gives them challenges, but outside of that, like last year with Jordan Ford, with Malik Fitz, Gonzaga 3 times, including the WCC tournament, just beat them in quite handily. BYU did beat them last year, but again, that's probably because BYU was as talented as they've been since like Jimmer Fredette was back at the
since
program.
Jimmer and Brandon Davies.
Yeah. So
I mean, that team was so good. They could have went Final Four as like a 6 seed.
Yeah. Although they would have been a 5 seed.
Or a 6 seed.
Could have made it. That's the end of the day.
Absolutely. So what's your prediction?
Certainly this is going to be fun. I'm still up in the air. Sway me why Gonzaga will win.
Why Gonzaga is going to win? Okay, I just think that Baylor won't be able to hold them enough. If this game's in the 60s or 70s, Baylor's going to win. But I don't think they can hold Gonzaga to below 80 points. And if this game goes above 80 points, Gonzaga will win.
Here's my thing. I think Baylor's going to try to slow the tempo down as much as possible. I think they'll keep this game in the 60s or 70s. But at the end of the day, I just think I'll pick Gonzaga to win. I just think they have too many playmakers. Like 2 minutes left, game tied. Jared Butler, certainly a great player. He would have to make all the plays. Like, I think this is a game where Jared Butler needs to showcase himself out as a potential National Player of the Year candidate in order for Baylor to win. But like outside of Jared Butler, if Gonzaga shuts down Jared Butler, I don't know who I'm trusting to really take those big time shots with Gonzaga. Like you have Drew Timme, you have Corey Kispert, you have Jalen Suggs. Like there's just so many options for this team offensively. Like if Gonzaga decides we're going to just shut down Jared Butler, Baylor can make plays, but I don't trust them to make enough plays. So I'll take Gonzaga in a close one. I'll say like 75-71.
Yeah, I believe I said on the site it's going to be 88-78, so I'll stand by that. I think that it'll be like a 2-possession game with a minute left, but the fouls will send it over to 10-point victory for the Zags.
Okay. Make sure to watch that. That will be
on CBS.
CBS. Bill Raftery will be there with someone else. But Bill Raftery there. That's all.
Tom McCarthy, I think I read.
Tom McCarthy. Make sure to tune in and make sure to keep listening to Making the Madness.